Bonjour, everyone. Hi, this is Neshi Lokotz. Welcome to Star Nation's Communications from Home. This is a live stream show right here on Facebook and with our partners at Be Live TV. They help us to do some pretty cool things with our interviews and showing pictures and all kinds of cool things. And so we love our partners at Be Live TV. Welcome to Star Nations. Tonight on Communications from Home, that's what you're watching. There it is. We're going to be doing a guided meditation tonight. It's called the Unity Breath. And I've led this for a lot of years, actually. And it's evolved over time from one of my teachers, Drunvalo Melchizedek, and so I'm hoping that you'll be able to join us. And, I think this particular meditation is one of my favorites. It's a great way to start the day, and it's a great way to end the day. Why? Is because it creates the energetic field of love. And so either you start your day with love or you can end your day with love, however you like to do those kinds of meditations, right? I'm broadcasting from Star Nation's Academy, which is just about a block from my home. And so my studio that I usually am at is in my office. And so this is quite different. This is the first time we're doing this particular show from here. So we had to do a little adjustments. I've been doing a morning broadcast. Because I had to do a little tweaking for the evening show. You know how live stream? Well, it's live, and so it that means that we have things that we have to kind of adjust a little bit, right? Yeah. The door to the academy, to the school, faces west, and so we get the sunset, the setting sun, and it gets kind of warm in here, in the afternoon a little bit. And when I started getting prepped for the show tonight, I realized that it was very, very bright sunlight coming in from behind me. And no matter how much lighting I put in front of me, it still was really bright. So I had to close the blinds behind me. For those people who join me in the mornings at 10 a.m. for the card draw, 10 a.m. Central Time, this looks a little bit different because of the shades are drawn, right? The curtains. And so, yeah, a little tweaking. So, and we might have to do a couple more things, before we're where we need to be, where we want to be. With this new studio, I'm not even sure if I'm going to call it the studio, because to me it's still the academy. But, there's certain things that we have to get done in order to be able to do the live streams and for it to be comfortable for you guys. So before we get started, if you wouldn't mind, if you like the show, if you wouldn't mind liking it and sharing it. And I'm going to do the same thing. As soon as my phone finds there it is. There we go. And so I'm going to like it too. So what we need to do is find the show. Usually doesn't take this long when I'm down in the office. Here we are. And hi, Rob. Rob Kendall just joined us. All right, so I'm going to share it. And I'm going to share it to my timeline this time. Why? Is because I did some prep work. And so it's already shared to the closed group for the Star Nations Radio Network and magazine. And I already did it to the Academy and a couple other places prior to. So I'm just going to put it on my personal timeline. Join me for my live stream show. It's meditation night. All right. There. It doesn't take long, but especially once my phone found the signal, right? Hi, Carla Joe. Thank you for joining me tonight. And Robin, so good to see you in the chat room. Robin, thank you for being with us for the shows today. It's not all the time that I get to attend every single show on a Tuesday or on a Thursday, only because of business calls and that kind of thing, or mom. And I noticed that you were with us today, and I so appreciate that, Robin. And I hope you find that the shows, the information coming from the different teachers and show hosts, that they're helpful or useful. So the meditation that we're doing tonight is called the Unity Breath Meditation. And I started doing this meditation back in 1998, I believe it was. And then again, when I got serious about learning about sacred geometry and the heart vibration, and that piece. When you first start when you're conscious on your earth walk, realizing that you are that spirit in a physical body. We become these sponges, right? We get as much information as we possibly can, because we're searching, we're looking for the information that is going to either point us in the right direction or is going to validate that we're heading in the right direction. All right. So, and I found mine through one of my teachers, Drenvalo Melchizedek. I started studying with one of his teachers through the Flower of Life, which is the first generation of his work. And I found Maureen, who lived really rather close to where I used to live. And so I went to her to study the first classes. And she taught this particular meditation. And way back then, it was done just a little bit differently. But as we evolve, as our vibration increases or changes, expands, however you want to describe that, our meditations also change slightly. They do, because we have to match, right? And so in the old days, there was things that we had to do to be able to get into the energy field. We had to do a lot more centering, a lot more grounding. We had to go in as clean as possible. So it was. Oh, that was the first time I had ever cleared somebody with a knife in public. Rather than, because she didn't have, how should I put this? The sage that she had wouldn't light. And so she had this knife, and she said she hadn't hardly ever done this before, and she didn't know if it was going to happen. Hi, Steve. Thanks for joining us. And so I said, sure, I can do that. And so I prepared for that, and that was the first time I did 8 people, I think it was, and in public to clear them, which is similar to smudging. Similar, it's the same tenets, the same purpose. But anyway, that was when I first started doing this meditation. Now, this meditation, I have to explain a couple of things, especially if you've never done the meditation before. So it will help you as I guide you in the meditation. It will help to understand a couple of things. We have an energy field around us. And it looks if you look down at it, it kind of looks like a donut. It's called a toric field. And our body generates this. It also comes from our light body. I'll give you a little bit bigger picture of this. The larger field is generated by your light body, called the Merkaba. That's your layer neurosphere, your bubble. And the smaller one, closer to the body, is generated by your heart. Actually, it's generated from your high heart. And so we have these fields around us. The Merkaba, once it's activated, and there's a lot of people now who have their field activated. It's not quite as few as when I started, right? And so anyway, this field, this toric field, is what generates from our heart, that smaller one. And the reason why I'm showing this to you is because there's our bodies replicate Grandmother Earth. We are her children, so we look like her in many, many ways. The Earth also has a toric field. And so if you see that line going through the center, that's the center, and that's what's called her pranic tube, or her crystalline tube. And those blue lights are actually, you can kind of see, is the start of the toric field. And so that goes around her, just like what I showed you that goes around us, the toric field. Right? Now the next slide shows how we bring in automatically, don't even have to think about it, we bring in universal energy. It's flowing through us all the time. Constant flow, constant gentle flow. And it comes down through what's called the pranic tube, or the crystalline tube. And that goes right down through the center of us. And your crystalline tube, if you do a measurement on your own wrist, taking your hand and kind of going around, right? The circumference is or the diameter, I should say, the diameter of that. And so that's how big your crystalline tube is. And your crystalline tube runs through the length of you, about a hand's width above your head and a hand's width below your feet. And so the universal energy is what flows through that particular tube. And in this picture, I think it shows pretty well how it flows. It actually flows right through our chakras, down through the top and up through the bottom. The universal energy meets in your heart chakra. And this is where the energies of Grandfather Sky and Grandmother Earth meet, because the universal energy coming up from Grandmother Earth is coming up from the bottom, and the grandfather energy is coming down from the top. And so it meets in your heart. And there's one more. This I chose this one because I thought it just kind of showed a good some who study the chakra system recognize this as the Hara line. And it's also travels the same path as the crystalline tube. And so it happens naturally. There's nothing that you have to buy, you just have to learn about it. Remember that it's there. It's not really a learning, it's a remembering that it's there. And we have the ability to be able to bring in that universal energy all the time. We just have to turn our attention to it. Now, this universal breath, unity breath meditation is about love. And it's bringing our attention to the things that we love about Grandmother Earth and Grandfather Sky. And the question is why? Why do we need that? Why do we need to have those images or remember those feelings around those two energy forms? And indigenous people all over the world have passed down stories and down through the elders, generation after generation after generation. And one of the things that they pass down is, now they don't call it an energy field. I'm calling it an energy field. There is a key, if you will, to achieving enlightenment. Now those are my words. That's not an elder's words. And that key is love, the energy field of love. And it is the energy field of how we love Grandmother Earth and Grandfather Sky and how much they love us. And individually, okay? And so we're creating what's called the Holy Trinity right here on Earth. It is Grandmother Earth, Grandfather Sky, and the Divine Child, which is us. And it is a remembering. It is a remembering that how much they love us. And that we, through this meditation, it's good for us individually. But each one of us, when we create that energy field of love, it's huge. It's 55 feet in diameter, right? It's 55 feet in diameter. That's how big your light body is. And so you're upping your frequency, your vibration. And by doing that, you shift the vibration in the room that you're in the house that you're in. If there's enough of you in a single area, you create an energy field, a very large energy field of love. And it's one of the things, the most compassionate thing that we can do for all of creation is to do this meditation or something similar to it, because we increase the energy field of love. Now, when I'm guiding you through the meditation, there's going to be a point where I'm going to be asking you to bring images to you. It's a quiet, silent language of the heart. Those images. The images that I would like you to bring to you are images that you remember about what you love about Grandmother Earth and Grandfather Sky. So it could be a place in nature that you just love. Bring those images to you, right? And of course, our mind is involved because we're creating this image in our mind. But I would like you to go to the feelings of it. That's when our heart becomes a partner in it. And so remembering the feelings of the last time you were there. If you need something a little bit closer to feel that feeling of love, then bring to you images of someone that you might love. It could be a child, one of your children. It could be a grandchild, a niece or a nephew. It could be a pet. And when you imagine them sitting with you, maybe on your lap or next to you, and feeling how you feel about them. That's love. All right. And because we're all a part of all of creation, humans aren't separate from it, bringing those people, those souls that we love in to help us to get into that energy field of love. It's a good thing. And then we're going to be doing the same thing with Father Sky, bringing those images that you just really love about Grandfather Sky. The stars, the moon, the sun, what it feels like when you're out and you're in the sunlight, what it feels like on your skin, what you love about it. Okay. So those are the images that I'll be asking you to bring to you. The other image, and I want to show you this because I found this earlier today. When we see a sunset or a sunrise, when the sun either is just breaking the horizon or just sinking into the horizon, is a moment when Grandfather Sky and Grandmother Earth join. They're together. And we get to see their love for each other in the beauty of that sunrise or that sunset, the colors. And if you ever noticed, especially at dawn in the sunrise, is how it gets very still for just a moment before the sun breaks through the horizon and comes up. Those moments, those kind of moments, are when we get to feel the love that they have for each other. And because they provide the image for us, they provide the sunset or the sunrise. they're telling us, they're showing us how much they love us individually. And so loving their divine child. Okay. Now that is kind of the intention for the meditation. And we're going to do this meditation without music. No drumming, no flutes, cedar flutes. No, we're gonna do this because this is what I believe, is that we can do this meditation anytime, anywhere. We can bring to us those images or the feelings of Grandmother Earth or Grandfather Sky anytime, anywhere. And sometimes what I used to do when I first started this was I'd practice. I'd be making tea or standing in line at the grocery store or something like that. And I would bring those images to me and remember the feelings around them. And you can feel your energy shift. Now, the reason why we do this is because our bodies, all of them, your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual bodies are remembering. And it's a remembering that our soul does, right? And so our physical body has a muscle memory, and so does our spiritual body and our mental body. So that's one of the reasons why you want to kind of work with those images. It doesn't take much. What it takes is a little bit of time to bring those images to you, and then the feelings. Yeah, you really have to key into the feeling of those images and what it brings to you, right? Yeah. All right. So if you would, for me, get comfortable. Now, in this particular meditation, you can lie on the floor if you want. I'm not going to be showing any pictures or anything like that. As long as you can hear my voice, that's okay. If you want to sit on the floor, that's fine too. What we want to make sure is that your arms and legs, your extremities are not crossed, that you're an open circuit so that the energy can flow through you, right? And that your spine is as straight as possible during the meditation. So I'll give you a moment to do that, to get comfortable. It's going to take 20 minutes or so, something like that. I think it might take a little bit longer. I think we need to do just a little bit of relaxation exercise first, and then we'll go right into the guided meditation. Okay. It's just one of those things after a full day's work and running around trying to get supper done, and maybe the kids needed some attention or something like that. So it's a time when you can just kind of relax a little bit before we actually go into the guided meditation. All right. I'm going to take a drink first. Iced tea is good. All right. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath in. Now, hang on just a second. We're really going to take it really deep, okay? Very deep breath. And then we're going to blow it out. And we're going to do that twice. Okay, so here we go. A big deep breath in, really filling up your lungs. And on the exhale, blowing it out. Good. And we're going to do that one more time. Big, big, deep breath in, really filling up your lungs. And on the exhale, you'll be blowing it out. Good. When you do that, you can kind of feel your muscles already starting to let go a little bit. starts to relax. Just breathing easy and naturally now. Just imagine being surrounded by a white light. This is the Creator's protection. Many of you are longtime meditators and you know exactly how this feels. For those who are just beginning, just imagine being surrounded by a white light, bathed in it. It's all the way around you, protecting you. It's good. Your circle of protection. Excellent. And now if you could turn your attention to your feet. Noticing them. Just notice how they feel. And now notice your calves. Just turn your attention to them and notice them. And now noticing your knees. Notice how they feel. Noticing your thighs, your upper legs. Turning your attention to them, just noticing how they feel, how your muscles feel. Taking a nice, easy, deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can feel your legs relaxing. Relaxing. Good. Excellent. And now turning your attention to your hips. Just noticing how they feel. And noticing your low back. Noticing your shoulder blades. Just noticing. And the tops of your shoulders. As you take a nice, easy, deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can feel your hips relaxing. And your back relaxing, letting go. Relaxing. And now turning your attention to your stomach muscles. Just notice them. And now noticing your diaphragm. Just notice how it feels. Noticing the muscles across your chest. Taking a nice, easy, deep breath in. And on the exhale, you can feel your stomach muscles and your chest muscles relaxing. Relaxing. You're doing good. Now turning your attention to your hands and to your fingers, noticing how they feel. Noticing your forearms, your elbows, noticing your upper arms and your shoulder joints. Just noticing. As you take a nice, easy, deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can feel your hands and your arms relaxing. Relaxing. Good. And now turning your attention to your neck muscles. Just notice how they feel. And noticing your jaw. Noticing the muscles around your eyes. And across your forehead. Noticing your ears. Taking a nice, easy, deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can feel your muscles relaxing. Letting go. Smoothing out. With every breath that you take, and with every sound that you hear, you just become more and more relaxed. More and more relaxed. You're doing good. In a moment, I'm going to be asking you to be taking another deep breath. And on this one, what I'd like you to do on your exhale is to imagine seeing a white mist coming from your mouth. Taking a big, deep breath in, really filling up your lungs. Holding it just for a second. And on the exhale, imagine seeing a white mist coming from your mouth. It's good. Breathing easy and naturally. And we're going to do that big deep breath in one more time. Okay? Taking a big deep breath in, really filling up your lungs. And then at the top of that breath, just holding it just for a second. And on the exhale, imagine seeing a white mist coming from your mouth. Good. Just breathing easy and naturally. And now turning your attention to your pranic tube, your crystalline tube. That tube, that energetic tube that runs through the center of you. And just turn your attention to it. Notice it. Noticing what it feels like to feel that universal energy flowing through your crystalline tube. A gentle flow down through the top and up through the bottom, meeting in your high heart. Just noticing it, remembering it, feeling that gentle flow through your crystalline tube. And now turning your attention to Grandmother Earth. Bringing to you those images that you just love and appreciate about Grandmother Earth. It could be a place that you've been, a park, a drive through the mountains, a beach. Your special place in nature, a place that you just love. Bringing that image to you. And noticing how you feel about that place. And where you feel it in your physical body. And now bring an image to you about someone or something that you dearly love. It could be a child, it could be a pet. Bringing their image to you. And imagine this being that you just love so much. Maybe they're sitting in your lap or sitting next to you. And notice what it feels like in your physical body and how much you love them. And now gathering gathering to you all of that love that you feel for Grandmother Earth. All of your love for her. Gather it, and with your intention in your imagination, place it in a beautiful crystal. All of your love. And with your intention, send this gift of love down to Grandmother Earth's heart, down to her core. This gift of love down to her heart. And then with your imagination, imagine what it's like for Grandmother Earth's love to come to you. Notice how it feels, sensing it. As it surrounds you, her love's flowing through you. It may even be a color for you, a sensation. Noticing it, how much she loves you. Good. And now turning your attention to a night sky. Turning your attention to Grandfather Sky. And bringing to you all of those images that you just love and appreciate about Grandfather Sky. The stars, the moon, the sun, all the planets, clouds and rainbows. Thunder and lightning. Notice how you feel when you bring those images to you. The beauty, the love for Grandfather Sky. Feeling the sun on your skin. Or standing outside at night and looking up at the stars, at the full moon. And notice where you feel this love for Grandfather Sky in your physical body. It's good. And now gathering all of your love for Grandfather Sky. How much you love and appreciate him. And placing your love in a beautiful crystal. And with your intention, sending your love for Grandfather Sky up to the sun. And now sensing, feeling, seeing Grandfather Sky's love for you coming to you. Flowing through you, surrounding you. Remember what that feels like, how much he loves you. And notice where you feel it in your physical body. It's good. Take a nice, easy, deep breath in, and as you exhale, bring to you images of either a sunrise or a sunset. And notice this image as the sun just either breaks the horizon or sinks, begins to sink below the horizon. The meeting of Grandmother Earth and Grandfather Sky. Noticing the colors, the sounds, the feelings. Seeing how much they love each other. Feel how much they love each other, Grandfather Sky and Grandmother Earth. And they show us twice a day, every day, their love for each other. And they also show us, their divine child, how much they love us by giving us something so beautiful to bear witness to. And just remembering, noticing what you feel as you see this image of the sunrise or sunset and the love between you and Grandmother Earth and Grandfather Sky, creating the Holy Trinity right here on Earth. The Divine Mother, the Divine Father, and you, the Divine Child. Taking a nice, easy, deep breath in. And as you exhale, coming back to the present moment, this time together in this live stream, coming back with that feeling of the love of the Holy Trinity, keeping it with you as you come back. And when that feels complete for you, you can open your eyes and you can stretch, you can wiggle your hands and your feet. Coming back to the present time. Hi, Connie. And if you feel like you're not quite back in your body, you can do a couple of things. You can take a drink of water if you have water next to you. You can kind of stomp your feet on the floor a little bit. Brings you back to your physical body. You can clap your hands, stretch, eat some chocolate. Coming back. So if those that are in the chat, if you did the meditation with me, if you could let me know by just putting "I'm back" in the comments, so I know that if anybody needs a little help coming back into their body, I'll know. Or if you can just tell me I'm not quite back yet, we'll do another exercise to bring you back in. You guys did really good. Could feel, When we do these kind of meditations and we're connecting soul to soul, we can feel each other. You know, when you started breathing through your pranic tube, you can feel that. Thank you, Robin, for letting me know. I appreciate that. And feeling the love, because there's nothing like it, really. As soon as you guys started bringing in the images of the sunset and the sunrises, you know, I could feel it in my heart, and it's that feeling of that love that brings our vibration up into that frequency of love. And they say that love is the highest frequency in the universe, right? Thank you, Connie, for letting me know that you're back with us. Thanks. And that's joy, right? And the longer you can hold this energy field of love, you'll experience those moments of joy right behind it. Okay. And the longer that you hold the energy field, the longer the amount of time that you'll spend in those moments of joy. So that's why, you know, when we say practice, is it really practice? To me, it's just a lifestyle. It's, remembering, oh, anytime I feel that stress, because we all got it, that stress, I'll stop and I will take a deep breath, and I'll bring to me those images and the emotions that are attached to that love. The sunrise, the sunset, Grandmother Earth, you know, looking up at the stars, and bring that to me, and so that I can shift my energy into being in a more loving state. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect. God knows I'm not. But the more often I can do that, I can feel the difference when I'm not in that frequency. And I know how to get there. So the indigenous people across the globe, and we're all from someplace indigenous. Our ancestors came from somewhere, if not from this continent, then another continent that they're indigenous to. Everybody knew about this frequency of love. It's a frequency that that helps you with your illumination, with your ascension, with going into that fifth dimension, about entering your heart, living your life from your heart. And where my teacher learned it from was from the Kogi Mamos from South America. And they, the holy people, the medicine person down there in those clans and in those tribes, what they do is they help people to become what they call human. And that is to be able to live from their heart. And I don't know how many do this anymore, because in modern times things change, right? But their ancestors, and the way they did this is that they would go into a darkened cave for 9 days and 9 nights, no water, no food. And they would learn the silent language of the heart. And basically what we just did. And what they would do is they would dance. Now, there was no music, but they would dance, and it's not like the kind of dance that you'd think. It's more like a swaying. It's more like a trance, rather than the actual, getting out there and boogieing, right? It has more to do with that a trance dance. And they say that when a person has gone through that initiation, has gone through and learned the silent language of the heart, when they come out of the cave, they are completely human. They're compassionate. They live from their hearts. And they're that way their entire life, because they remember. They remember. So if you could do me a favor tonight, just kind of notice, how long you stay in that energy field of love. Because each time you do this meditation, the more often you do it, you're remembering, and you're also remembering how to hold that frequency for longer periods of time. You already know how to do this. It's just given the opportunity to remember. And so, let me know. Let me know. Send me a private message, or you can just message me here in this. And once the video is recorded, you can also tell me there in the messages. Because we're going to be doing this once a month. I personally, it gives me one more chance to be able to do the meditation, right? Because I do it right along with you guys. So with that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to let you know. Let's see. We have a couple of shows coming up. We have tomorrow night, Wednesday night, is Polly Jo LeBay's show about soul connections, and that is all about healing. She creates this sacred space for us to work individually with our spiritual teams to help the healers heal, to remove blocks, anything that you set your intention on. She provides the guided meditation to be able to create that energetic field for us. For those of us that have experienced it, it's pretty powerful. And she also does card draws afterwards. And so that's tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. And you can find it at Chakra Sessions fan page. And then Thursday. I'm so looking forward to Thursday. I'm going to start calling that last Thursday of the month our Star Nation's Elder Day. Because we start out at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern with Connie Vauder. She's in the chat tonight. Her show, Spiritual Mysteries of Life, starts at 10:30 Eastern. And Connie is, every month, she brings us some wisdom about our spiritual life, the mysteries of it. And what I love is being able to sit with an elder and just listen, because, their life experience and the information that they brought onto the earth plane is so very helpful. And then Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern is the Mystery School, and that is with Carl and Ortrun Franklin. I get to produce both shows, so you guys are going to see me again on Thursday night. And so join us on Thursday night. The elders have got something to say on Thursday night. The Franklins are sharing with us about, oh shoot, you think I'd remember what it was. I just did their promotion. I can't remember. We'll call it a menopausal moment, or not enough caffeine today or something. But it's going to be something about knowing who you are, or is it the human limitations? Join us. It's going to be good. I'm going to have to type that into the comment so that you guys know what's coming up. All right. Thank you for joining me tonight. And for those who will be watching the recorded show, we appreciate that. And even with watching the recording show, if you wouldn't mind liking and sharing the broadcast, if you enjoyed it and you want to share it with someone else, please do so. We know for a fact that it's the comments, it's the sharing, and the liking that help our shows be in the news feed more often, so that we can help reach more souls and offer them the information that might help them on their spiritual journey. You're welcome, Robin. You're very welcome. And thank you, everybody. Have a really beautiful evening here, and enjoy your evening at home. And we'll see you next week. Next month. God, can you imagine? May is done. Next week for Communications from Home. And also tomorrow morning, if you want to join me at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 Eastern, I'm doing a morning card draw for the energy of the day. So you can join us. All right. Good night, everybody, and enjoy your evening.